Just listen. No pausing, no repeating, no studying. Put it on while you cook, commute, or relax, and let the English come to you naturally. That's it. Today we're at a train station. Someone is buying a ticket and isn't sure which one to get. A passenger asks a stranger for help finding the right platform, and two people share a table in the station cafe. Everyday English, slow and clear. Let's begin. Scene 1. Buying a ticket. The train station is busy in the way that train stations always are. A constant movement of people going in different directions, rolling suitcases, announcements over the loudspeaker, the distant sound of a train arriving or leaving. The departures board flickers as it updates. People stop in front of it, look up, and move on with purpose. Near the ticket machines, a young woman is standing in front of a large screen. Her name is Mia. She has a small backpack and is holding her phone in one hand. She's been looking at the screen for a couple of minutes, and she's not entirely sure what to press. A man in a station uniform is walking past. She raises her hand slightly. "Excuse me," she says. "Sorry to stop you. Could you help me? I'm trying to get to Cambridge, and I'm not sure which ticket to get." The man stops and comes over. "Of course. When are you traveling?" "Today," she says. "I want to get the next available train." "And are you coming back today as well, or just one way?" "I'm coming back tomorrow morning," she says. "In that case," he says, "a return ticket will be cheaper than 2 singles." He points at the screen. "So you want to press there, return, and then type in your destination." She follows his instructions and types Cambridge. A list of options appears. "Okay," she says. "Now I have different options. What's the difference between these?" He leans in slightly to look. So the cheaper ones are off-peak. Those have restrictions on which trains you can take. The more expensive ones are anytime tickets, which means you can get on any train. She looks at the times. "My train is at 2:30. Is that off-peak?" He checks. "Yes, that's fine for an off-peak ticket. You'll save about £12. She nods. "Okay, off-peak return it is." She selects it, and the screen moves to the payment page. She taps her card on the reader. The machine prints her ticket. She takes it carefully and puts it in the front pocket of her backpack. "Thank you so much," she says. "That was really helpful." "No problem at all," the man says and continues on his way. Mia looks at the departures board. Platform 6. She has 18 minutes. She decides to get a bottle of water before she goes down. Scene 2. Finding the right platform. On the other side of the station, near the entrance to the platforms, a man is standing still while everyone moves around him. He's in his 60s, wearing a coat and carrying a small overnight bag. He's looking at the departures board with a slight frown. He has his ticket in his hand, and he's comparing what's on it with what's on the board, but something isn't matching up. A woman walks past him, also looking at the board. He turns to her. "Excuse me, sorry." He holds up his ticket. "I'm trying to get to Bristol. My ticket says Platform 9, but the board up there says Platform 11. Which one should I go to?" The woman stops and looks at the board. She finds Bristol on the list. "It looks like it's been changed," she says. "The board says Platform 11 now. That sometimes happens. They switch platforms last minute." He looks relieved. "Oh, I see. So I should go to 11? "Yes," she says. "And you should be quick. It looks like it boards in about 5 minutes. His eyes widen slightly. "Right. Thank you very much." He picks up his bag and moves toward the platforms with more urgency than before. The woman watches him go for a second, then looks back at the board to find her own train. Platform 3. She has plenty of time. She walks slowly toward the platform, passing a small newsagent, a coffee stand, and a row of metal benches where a family is sitting with too much luggage and a child who is eating a sandwich and looking at everything with wide, interested eyes. Scene 3. Sharing a table in the cafe. Inside the station cafe, most of the tables are taken. It's a small place with large windows that look out onto the main concourse. You can watch the whole station from in here. The people rushing, the pigeons near the doors, the board changing every few minutes. A woman in her 30s is sitting alone at a table for two. She has a cup of tea and a book open in front of her, but she's looking out the window more than she's reading. Her train isn't for another 40 minutes. A man about the same age approaches the table. He's carrying a tray with a sandwich and a coffee. "Sorry," he says. "Is anyone sitting here? Everywhere else seems to be taken." She looks around. "No, go ahead." "Thank you," he says. He sits down, sets his tray down, and takes off his coat. He looks out the window at the concourse. "Are you waiting for a train?" she asks. It's the kind of question that feels natural in a train station, the way talking about the weather feels natural at a bus stop. "Yes," he says. "Another 30 minutes or so. Going to see my parents for the weekend." She nods. "Nice. Do they live far?" "About 2 hours," he says. "Far enough that I don't go every week, but close enough that I feel guilty about it." He smiles. She laughs a little. "I'm going in the opposite direction," she says. "Work trip. Just one night." He picks up his sandwich. "Do you travel a lot for work?" "More than I'd like," she says. "But it is what it is." They sit quietly for a moment. The announcements on the loudspeaker echo faintly through the cafe windows. Outside, a long queue has formed at the coffee stand. A man runs past with a suitcase, almost knocking into someone, then disappears around a corner. She looks at the departures board through the window. Her train is showing now. Platform 2, on time. She closes her book and finishes the last of her tea. "That's me," she says, standing up. "Safe travels." "You too," he says. "Enjoy the work trip. Or at least try to." She laughs. "I'll do my best." She picks up her bag, gives a small wave, and walks out of the cafe and into the noise of the station. He watches her go, then turns back to his sandwich and looks out at the concourse. His train appears on the board a minute later. Platform 7, 20 minutes. He takes another bite and settles in to wait. See you next time. Next episode, we're at a gym. Someone signs up for a membership and has a few questions. A personal trainer gives a new member a quick tour, and two regulars have a conversation between sets. Same slow pace, same simple English. See you then.